Hello everyone, we have come to our last learning outcome of Module 5, which is learning outcome number 8. And here we're going to be covering the blood vessels of the lower limb. Let's start with the arteries. And it's important to realize that the first artery of the lower limb is going to be the femoral artery. But this artery is actually a continuation of the external iliac artery, which was a branch off of the common iliac artery. And as it continues down in the pelvic region, the external iliac artery will pass through this opening in the inguinal ligament, and once it passes through the inguinal ligament, it will become the femoral artery that will then run down, as we can see over here, and it will start to go from anterior to posterior. And once it passes this area over here, remember this was the adductor magnus muscle, and this specific area over here is called the adductor magnus hiatus. So basically where the adductor magnus ends, and then it becomes the popliteal artery. So posteriorly, we can see on this image that everything over here behind the knee will be the popliteal artery. Now the popliteal artery continues to come down, and right after it passes the knee, as we can see over here from this image, it will split. And once it splits, it gives rise posteriorly to the posterior tibial artery. Makes sense. And then the other branch will swing anteriorly and give rise to the anterior tibial artery. So this makes sense as well. And I don't know if you guys remember, but this yellow structure over here running together with the posterior tibial artery is going to be the tibial nerve. So we don't have an anterior and posterior tibial nerve, we just have one, and it's called the tibial nerve, which runs parallel to the posterior tibial artery. Now just to go over the arteries on this side of the model, this would be your common iliac. This is your internal iliac artery. This is your external iliac artery. Once it passes the inguinal ligament, it becomes the femoral artery. And we know that the femoral artery will run posteriorly, and then, like this one, it becomes the popliteal artery behind the knee. So this artery over here is not the popliteal artery because this is medial to the knee. Remember, the popliteal artery runs posterior to the knee. And then here you would have the anterior tibial artery, but you can't see the posterior tibial artery because it's running posteriorly. So on the right side of the model, you cannot see the posterior tibial artery. And on this model over here to the right, we can see the anterior tibial artery coming anteriorly. With regards to veins, the same concepts will apply, but we can start with this model over here where we can see the popliteal vein running posterior, and once it swings anteriorly passing through the adductor magnus, it will become the femoral vein. Same thing over here. Once the femoral vein passes the inguinal ligament, it will become the external iliac vein. Therefore, on this image over here to the right, we can see the femoral vein that will then become the external iliac vein once it passes the inguinal ligament. Now notice how there's another vein that runs medial, superficial, and this is the great saphenous vein. And this is the one when you have to do a cardiac bypass, this is the vein that they use. So they remove this vein and they implant in your heart, bypassing the arteries that are blocked, and this creates a new path for blood flow to and around this blocked or even partially blocked artery in the heart.